All right, so you guys came across your equipment and found some other stuff besides.
Yep.
Where to now?
I guess down the other branch of the path.
Back up the other way.
Okay. So where's the light right now? What's the light situation look like?
All right.
Still got to produce flame up.
I guess I'll slice off another torch off of my inventory.
Well, I mean,
want to go back to staff and
we've got light and produce flame up. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right
sure.
then. Never mind then. All right. I will leave it as is then.
Let me do a quick HP
I
check
tend to
here.
run ahead, so if you run ahead to be with me, you'll have the light for my staff.
Okay. And where are we going?
Head back here.
Yeah, I assume I reignited the...
Yeah, and if you hang back with me, you have the light from produce flame.
I don't see any reason to head out, so I think we should go deeper in.
Yeah, we were going to go out to get weapons, but now we've got our weapons back, so...
And you see the path continues around. You see a couple of openings off in the left wall. Now this path, still a stone floor, but it gets dustier as you move in. Like you notice more of the dust from the stone is clinging to your shoes coming down this path. It's not just the solid earth tunnel of the entrance, but neither is it the slurpy mud from the wing you were just in.
One was less used, it looks like.
Down this way.
Okay. And you see a winding tunnel. Now this goes down a very steep slope. That looks, actually looks a little dangerous. But you see where, going down the slope, it's not slick, it's not muddy or wet, but going down the slope you see they have wooden slats set into the walls to serve as stairs.
Let's look at this level first before we start heading downstairs.
Okay.
Okay. Now, continuing around this little corner here, you see the main path continues to spiral around. So you have an opening here, and you have a little doorway off to the left.
Check out the
Everybody
opening.
stop there for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Mahogany. You have the highest passive perception. You can very faintly hear voices coming from this area over here somewhere.
Sorry, I missed that because I was too zoomed in.
Yeah.
Over in this area somewhere. Actually, it's difficult to pinpoint where it might be coming from because mostly what you're picking up is the echo and reverberation off the wall.
Yeah.
So
There's echoes coming from over there.
yeah, somewhere down that path.
Let's stay clear there for now, then. Try these other areas.
Yeah, that sounds as good an idea of any.
And looking in this room, you see a path go off to the left and the right.
Alright, Brick, I'm gonna keep trying to pay attention though, so let me know if those voices start getting closer to us.
No, you just
Or those echoes anyway.
hear the very faint echoes from where you're at. And you're the only one who picked them up.
Yeah. What's this room look like?
Looks like it's an empty room. It's dusty, 4 walls.
Okay, let's head in there.
Okay.
Well, the thing is that they've been doing such a good job of keeping the things that they care about clean.
Mm-hmm.
That this room being this clean makes me suspect there's something in here.
Okay.
Well, did he say the floor was dusty?
Yeah, the whole
But
passageway in
it's
this
not
area is
muddy
dusty.
as hell.
No, not
Okay.
muddy.
But this place doesn't tread as often as the other side.
Still, though, I think it's worth a look around.
Roll an investigation.
I think I'm just flat, so 8.
And yeah, I mean, you look at this room and it looks empty at first glance, and when you decide to start investigating, you're not even sure where you start. So you just kind of pad along the walls with your hands, and
Alright,
not
well,
much else you can do. There is a slight slope to the floor here, and looking through the passageway in front of you, you see it slopes downward as well.
alright, well, at this point, might as well just go look, see what's over there.
Okay, stop there. Roll initiative. Oh, that was a bad initiative roll.
Well, bad initiative roll seemed to be the thing for the night.
I say it's bad. I don't know how y'all are doing, but
I have to try really hard to get anything worse than average.
My initiatives are getting 1 by 1 better.
all right, Riot, where are you at?
21.
And Kelian,
10.
10. And Ciclon,
11.
and what about Mahogany?
10.
What's that?
10.
10?
10.
Okay.
Yes. No, it's my mic cuts out if I only say one
Yeah.
word.
You need to say, like, it was 10.
I
or
can just say,
something.
like, my initiative is 10.
Or you could just like put a nonsense word, just like, 8 ball, 10.
Yeah.
But then you'd think it was 8.
Floopity Floop, 10.
As soon as you step into this hallway, Mahogany, from around the corner, very swiftly, you hear the familiar cackling of mephit. This time, though, he's not made of mud. This time it's a dust mephit. It looks like a swirl of just particulate in the air, taking the form of the mischievous imp.
That's damn near worse.
And he swings very fast, very quickly around... Oh, actually, I guess I should ask, Ciclon. Because you were surprised. You don't have any side points, though.
I'm out of pips. Yeah, I'm
You're
out of pips.
Okay.
Now.
So he swings around the corner, and he says something in his mephit tongue that you don't recognize.
I guess I don't think it had any effect on me, but I guess I should ask, did we have a short rest while we were knocked out?
You did not.
Yeah, because
Okay.
it's not really easy to get comfortable with your hands tied behind your back.
Oops.
I was very sleepy, though.
Oh, looks like I only get... That's a 15-foot cone? Really? That doesn't look like 15 feet. That's like
That is not a
That
15-foot
is
cone.
not a 15-foot cone.
It's marked as a 15-foot cone.
That
but
is
it's
an
not.
8-foot cone.
Hold on,
That's best.
whoever made that is a stupid.
Mahogany and Ciclon.
Yeah.
Dex save. DC is 10.
That's 4. Ha! Nat 1. I love it.
Nat 1. How'd you do, Mahogany?
I got that one.
Both of you got
Are
nat...
you serious?
Really?
Wow.
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 This thing blows the dust that forms of its body into the air in front of you, and it coats the walls, wraps around. Riot, where you're standing, you just put your arm up, and you're feeling like you're inhaling it. But Mahogany and Ciclone get the bulk of it, and it gets in your eyes, and it begins stinging really badly. You're blinded for 1 minute, and you could repeat that save at the end of... Actually, that doesn't make sense. Repeat the save at the end of each turn. It's not a dex save anymore, though. You already got hit.
Well, you're trying to get the dust out of your eyes.
I guess. I'm going to call it a con save, though. You can repeat a con save.
Oh, well,
from
that's
here on out
nice. Thank
to
you,
remove
Brick
it.
Road.
That makes
Yeah.
perfect sense.
Yeah,
Because it's death burst ability, that's a con save, not a dex save. But it's the same thing. Yeah, that's weird. Okay. But yeah, from here on out, you can make a con save in order to... But for now, you're blinded. And you hear this, because he said something in a tongue that you don't recognize, and you hear somewhere in the hallway behind you, you hear a response echo back.
It wasn't in some sort of elemental talk.
You don't speak Terran, do you?
No, I speak Primordial, and I've spoken Terran.
I'll give you a quick whiz save, a whiz check, though. If you want to throw a whiz check.
Yep, I got a 22.
Okay. Yeah, the first mephit called back, "We did a very good job being quiet!" And the other one cackled in response, Yes, we did!" The other mephit comes flying around into this opening. Where's my terrible 15-foot cone? You know
Can
what?
you change the size of that?
Yeah. There, now it's a
There we
15-foot
go.
cone.
Yeah.
That looks
That
more
is a
15
15-foot cone.
Actually, this one kind of looks like a the one that's marked a 30-foot cone looks like a 15-foot.
You just knocked my cone over. You got disadvantage on all checks forever.
Wow, Brick, you got a comb over?
Comb over. Oh, I see. I'm trying to drop it on top of the mephit. I see. I mean, it gets both of you, clearly.
Yeah.
Upside down,
so yeah,
too.
Riot
So
and
Dex
Kelian.
wins.
Yeah, Dex DC is 10.
Well, that rolled over from 19 to 4, so no. Oh wait,
21.
No, still only 8.
Okay. So Riot, you're blinded for a minute. At the end of your turns, you can make a con save.
Make con save.
Kelian, you manage to get low to the floor when you see this blast of dust coming. And so it coats your back and gets all in your hair. I forget, did Kelian have wings?
No.
No?
He had the...
So you stand up and your companions behind you are coughing and they're kind of scratching at their eyes. You can see that they're not able to see, but you're able to see just fine. So it's going to bring us to Riot. It's going to start us off.
Alright, so I knew where it was, so blinded means I have to attack with disadvantage?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to attack the general area with my rapier. And that's a 2 either way.
So
Wow.
With your what? Your rapier?
Yeah.
So you take your rapier and you start jabbing forward, and Kelian, from where you're standing, all the mephit does is flap up to the ceiling and kind of just look down as Riot is jabbing forward just into emptiness. So go make that con save. That's
Okay.
DC remains at 10.
I don't have any proficiency in this, though. Oh, but it rolled over. Alright, cool.
How'd you do?
I see.
That's an 11 on
I saved.
die.
11? Okay. See, as you're jabbing
Yeah,
forward
11.
with one arm, you get your hand up and you manage to wipe a good bit of the dust away out from one of your eyes. So your vision's blurry, but you can see more or less okay now. Brings us to Mr.
Okay.
Ciclon.
Well, I get a bonus action, too.
You
Or do I?
can't make
No,
that
that was
save
at
till
the
the
end
end
of
of
my-
your
yeah.
turn, yes.
And gotcha. Yeah, makes sense.
Ciclon.
Really can't do much of anything right now because I don't want to shove past Mahogany at the moment because they'd just be being derp.
It gets pretty derpy, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna make that con save.
Okay. Now remember, you still get an action, which means this is where you could, like a dodge declaration would probably come in real handy.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that, and
Okay.
I'm gonna fail my con save.
You failed it?
Yeah.
So Ciclon just kind of... He spends the whole round just kind of getting the layers of dust and grime off of his face. As soon as this blast of dust hit your face, the sweat that was there just solidified, like caked it in. Kelian, how you doing?
Doing pretty good. I'm gonna stab this dude with my sword.
Do so.
I'm gonna try.
Use the stab.
What kind of sword do you have?
Short sword.
Short sword, okay.
17.
17 absolutely hits. And you get to apply your...
I get sneak attack
You
damage
do indeed.
because Riot is right next to me.
I mean, she's not being very effective at the moment, just stabbing, the air in front of you. But
13.
was that 13?
13 damage, yeah.
Nice. So this thing is snickering up in the ceiling as it's watching Riot stab, and it's more focused on just the spectacle of her stabbing air, and it doesn't seem to pay much attention to you. And you just aim right for its neck, come up right from under it, and it feels like you're stabbing into flesh and into blood and glancing off bone, but from the look of it, it just looks like your sword goes straight into this dust cloud and pulls back out. But as you pull back out, a spray of dust clambers to the ground at your feet, and the thing does cry out in pain.
Kelian lets out a little laugh. You fool.
Mahogany.
Alright, Mahogany is going to take the round, getting the dust out of his eyes and holding his shield up. So that's a dodge.
You're taking a dodge. Okay.
And I'll make my constitution check.
Do so.
There it is.
13.
13's good. so he does not get advantage on your roll. In fact, he gets disadvantage because you're not blinded anymore. 3 and a 1. He wasn't going to hit anyway. But the thing comes down with its claws and tries to aim at your neck, and you manage to get your shield up in between the two of you. I got to roll a d6. That brings us to my other mephit. Ciclon.
Hey.
Your AC's 15. Nice.
Yep.
This thing's clawing down. Not Ciclon, Kelian. My bad. I got mixed up because the black belt and the thief are the same color. But Kelian's also 15, so we're still a hit.
We need to fix our color palettes.
4 damage, slashing damage.
Ow!
As this dust mephit, because gets its claws into your flesh, and then as it rakes through the skin, is leaving this stinging particulate in the wound. Riot.
Mm-hmm.
Back to you.
Oh, okay. Every time you say that, I think it's like you have an AC, right? Yeah, I'm gonna now using my eyes this time. I'm going to attack the dust mephit with my rapier.
Okay.
I approve of
Oh, wait,
eyes.
why am I rolling 2 dice? No,
You're not.
I'm gonna take both those back.
You're
and roll
not
1 die
orphan
instead.
anymore.
Yeah. Right. I don't have foresight anymore. All right, that's a 18 to hit.
That'll do it.
Okay. And for 5 damage. 5
Okay.
piercing, if that matters.
Riot and Kelian need you to throw a Constitution save. DC 10.
Oh, that's the worst one.
All right, I passed.
Oh, nice.
Okay. And you're both expecting it at this point when Riot goes in with the rapier. Both kind of instinctively shield your eyes. You can get blasted with dust. But when the dust settles, no pun intended, there's none in your eyes. And the mephit is gone.
Yeah, and I'm going to... Well, no, I'm not going to waste it on a single dust mephit.
El Ciclon.
Dodge and keep trying to get this crap off of my face.
Okay, roll the save.
And here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. Net 1!
It's really in there, man. And at this point, your eyes are really
Yeah, no, it's like
red
it's all
and
jacked up
stinging
my jacked up my mask and everything. Man, it's hell to clean this thing, you know.
Kelian.
Can I attack this mephit from here? If I go there,
No, 'cause
or is
there's a
that
wall.
too around the corner?
There's a wall. He's around a corner. There's a wall in the way.
Okay.
If you wanted to get him with a melee attack, you'd have to swap places with Mahogany. You can get him with a missile attack, but it's got cover because you've got people in the way.
But he is standing next to an ally.
Yeah.
Got
So,
that.
if he hits, he gets the bonus damage.
Is there any penalty to just to switch weapons?
No.
Do we need a turn?
No.
No.
No, it's fine.
Alright, cool.
And Ciclon is willing to switch places with you for that.
Sick. All
But
right.
doesn't know what inside a square is.
So, all right, crossbow time.
All right, roll to hit.
Uh, 15.
That does it.
Sick. All right, so that's. Oh, this. and this
Honestly,
guy.
if we get some more range members of our party, this whole dodge tanking the frickin' enemy strategy.
10 damage.
10 damage. And sending a bolt flying up over Mahogany's head into this vaguely imp-shaped swirling dust. You're expecting the bolt just to go through the swirl and clatter on the wall. But instead you hear it impact its flesh, and the thing screeches in pain. Mahogany, you just got
Alright.
bled on by a dust mephit.
That's fine, it's just dust. I'm already disgusting at this
Right.
point. I'm gonna buff myself up and hit him in the face with
So
quarterstaff.
your shillelagh.
Wish I had more buffs. How does 14 do you? Oh wait, that's 20 apparently.
20 definitely hits.
I always say the number and then mouse over rather than the opposite. That's 5. 5 bludgeoning.
Okay. Yeah, you swing your quarterstaff, and again, you kind of half expect the staff just to go through the swirl of dust, but instead crashes into it like it's solid.
I don't know, my quarterstaff's magic at this point. I'm pretty much expecting to hit it.
And it disengages from you, disappears around the corner. We're back to Riot.
It went around the corner.
I don't think I know yet that this path joins with that.
It's a safe assumption to make. Bit of wisdom roll, if you want.
Yeah, I'll come around the other way.
And when you do, you peek your head around and you see the dust mephit flying down the hallway, looking injured and terrified.
And I'll throw my flame at it.
Do it.
Let's see. Oh, that's 23 to hit. Yeah.
Yeah, that does it. And you fling your flame forward, and it just explodes into just a cloud of choking dust for a moment. And you hear the sound, the soft sound of the sand piling up on the floor below you. They're actually vulnerable to fire damage, so whatever you rolled.
Oh, okay. I failed my con save.
Oh, you're still blinded?
Well, from the one that from what it just exploded just now.
Oh, gotcha. So you rolled that to hit with disadvantage then?
No, he just killed it. And then
No,
The one that I
it's the-
killed
yeah, one that he
exploded.
killed.
Oh, no, it was too
exploded,
far
and
away
then
from you.
rolled
It was too far.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
No, it only
I'll
explodes
make my
into 5
next
feet
save.
around it. Yeah, if you kill them with ranged attacks, you're pretty much safe.
I'll make my next save so that.
And I'll shout, "We're good."
I'd like to recover my crossbow bolt, if at all possible.
How many did you fire?
Just the one.
Just the one?
Yeah.
Roll a percentile. You got a 50% chance of getting it back.
Well, percentile.
Yeah.
I think that's straight up what it is 50%. And then it gets better for some types of magic. Just roll 1. Like, it's the 10th place that matters.
You gotta roll both. Otherwise, it's not percentage
Which
chance.
is your tens?
Yellow is 10s. And
Alright,
let's-
nobody look at the green one, because it doesn't matter.
I'm definitely looking at the green one.
Yellow one is 10s. Let's go low.
Nope.
Oh, great. What is that?
So-
It could be anything.
I mean, you find the bolt, but where it impacted with the ground after the mephit exploded and fell to the floor, it's got a crack in it. Unusable. You wouldn't be able to load it again. So you put one broken crossbow bolt on your sheet if you want.
No, that's fine. Ugh,
Sure you
just
don't
have
want to
take
take that?
another one. There's no
And I'll bring my
value in
flame.
this.
I'll bring my
Yeah,
flame
maybe
back
you
up.
could maybe you could at least get the deposit back for it.
There's no such thing as a deposit on a crossbow bolt. You're just being silly now.
So what's next?
I got my flame back up, and I'm looking at this door here.
Looking at it, it's stone door.
Okay. And I'm waiting for the
I'm
others
gonna try
to
it.
come around.
Oh, once I see.
Kelian tries this door.
I'm gonna try it.
Okay.
Mahogany.
Unlocked.
Open it up.
And larger room, again, empty, just walls and a floor, but you see 9 more of little earthy creatures. And as soon as the doors open and the light starts to fill the room, they all press up against the back wall and look at you
Is this room empty?
suspiciously. Yes, empty other than the creatures.
They all have
close it back up.
they all have the earplugs as well.
Yes, they all have the
Okay.
same mark.
Close the door back up.
Okay.
And I'll just say more than the slaves, we can free them later.
Door back over this way.
Or at least help them find new lives that they can enjoy.
Opening this one.
Check the door at least first. Oh, okay.
Opening it up. Say, what kind of light are you carrying?
Just regular torchlight.
Okay. You can't see the full room with just your torchlight, but it looks like a trap, a pit trap in the bottom. Where you see these lines here is a kind of shallow slope leading downward, but the innermost circle denotes a sheer drop, straight down into a pit littered with bones. So you can walk safely around the edge of the room here, but anything north of where these lines are will just be jumping into the pit.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
When Kelian was telling us that story, he said he didn't hold anything back, right?
He held back the fact that he did not kill Anastas. That's what he didn't tell you.
So we know he has those potions.
As far as I know, yes.
So what was that potion that she said was only good for the mages and the spellcasters?
He hasn't shown it to you yet.
Say, Kelian, can I get a look at that potion?
Okay.
We're a little beaten up at this point.
Show him the great potion.
Make an Arcana check at disadvantage.
Probably gonna drink that potion. Seven, I think.
Just looks like a cloudy, gray vial of liquid.
Say, what do you guys think? Should I give it a try?
I said bottoms up.
Some strange
Yeah,
potion
I'm gonna go
that an infernal
I'll
woman
drink it.
gave to you.
Okay. Drink it down.
Kelian starts to object, but
And it feels really gritty going down, like drinking like water mixed with sand. It's very abrasive going down your throat. And for a moment, it feels like you're going to retch it back up, but you manage to keep it down in your system, and you can regain one level 1 spell slot.
All right, rad. And I'll tell everyone. I feel like I could do a little bit more magic. Is anyone hurt?
I'll shake my head.
No.
Well, I'm pretty beat up, so I think I'm gonna make some more berries.
Okay.
What, Kelian? Did you say you needed some help?
yeah, I'm a little hurt.
How much do you need?
4.
All right, I'll hand you 4 berries. So take the hit points back.
Good trade. Good trade. I approve of this.
Got payment.
Okay, so what's the
All
deal
right.
now?
So can't see the other side of the room from here.
Not with just your torchlight holding it out, no. But you can see that the floor in front of you has a gentle slope down towards the center, but it's safe to walk on.
Shouldn't we check out the rest of that tunnel back there before we head down?
I'll nod.
And I'm gonna say I did hear some people down there.
Okay.
You didn't feel comfortable volunteering the information before?
He did. Or did he?
Yeah, I totally did.
Oh, then never mind. I don't say that.
See, you
Because
see,
Riot at least commented
see
on it.
double doors
Yeah.
leading into the wall right here, and then the passage disappears in the darkness around the corner.
Now that we're back over this way, do we still hear any voices, or are they gone quiet?
Mahogany,
Like to take.
if you get right next to the wall, you can hear the sound of the voices being carried along the wall. It sounds to you like somebody's mumbling, not talking out loud.
I'll let people know. And I'm
Alright.
also going to take a moment to go into the benefits of good berries. Which is, I'm going to show everyone this single berry that I have. And I'm going to say, if anyone goes down, if you feed them this, it should bring them back up at least enough to move around.
I'll
It
nod.
gives you 1 hit point back.
Alright, but better plan, let nobody go down.
I'll nod at that too.
And I'll go ahead and open these doors.
Okay, let me check and see if that door's locked, because I forget. Yep, door's locked. Will not open.
Oh, okay. And I'll look back over at Kelian and said, "Want to try your hand?"
Sure.
I'm gonna edge over to Riot, and I'm gonna say,
Riot's
I
gonna
always
step
do those
back.
takers.
All right, roll it, Kelian.
I'll look at her.
That is plus 12.
12? Okay.
Yeah.
And once again, you manage to find the locking mechanism very easily. The catch gives way, door opens up. Looking inside, you're looking at a torture chamber. In the center of the room is a large rack for stretching people out. Looks like it could be adjusted to fit all different sizes of creatures. Currently, the rack is unoccupied, and it looks clean. There's a layer of dust over everything, but there's no bloodstains or viscera, no guts hanging from the ceiling, any of that. On the back wall of the back wall is a shelf at about neck height, and sitting on it, you see 6 bird cages and a leather book.
What's the rack made out of?
Coming out of the floor, it just looks like a slab of stone, but it's got ropes and shackles made out of leather for tying people down, stretching them.
I
What does
pick up the
the book
book.
look like?
I pick up the book and start thumbing through it.
It's a very thin book. It's a leather-bound book, and you see it's got like pebbles inlaid into the leather. And opening it up, it's a spell book of some kind. It has arcane musings and formulas and whatnot as you flip through it.
I'll start looking at these bird cages.
And they're of
Are these?
varying craftsmanship.
They're the same ones that I'm assuming that it has the same symbol that
Yes.
Mahogany showed me the other day.
I'm
These
just gonna say these are my bird cages.
Those are Mahogany's bird cages, absolutely.
And I'm going to take my staff, and I'm going to smash the cages.
Smash
Now
them.
And if anyone else moves over to assist, I'm going to hold them back, and I'm going to say, better if they were to be destroyed than to be used for like they were.
Do you still have Shillelagh up?
It's probably been less than a minute, so yeah.
Okay. Roll to hit. It's actually been longer than a minute because Keely needed time to get down to unlock the door.
Oh,
All right, well, I
Yeah.
will try to do it without it first.
Go ahead and roll to hit.
Well, actually, if I'm going to roll to hit something, I'm going to shillelagh up. So,
Okay.
11. There's 15. 16, rather.
Well, you bring your staff down with Shillelagh, and you give it a good whack. Strong enough to break the wood, you're pretty sure. But instead, your stick rebounds off of it. Which tells you that this thing's been enchanted since it left your store. It's got some sort of warding magic has been put over it.
I present the book to Mahogany and I say, would this help at all?
I'll
She's
look at it, and I'll
She's
just be
actively
like,
trying to destroy it.
I don't know much about these.
Flipping through the book, you see all the same kind of arcane formula. You see drawings of various torture techniques utilized by the Tao, and towards the end of the book, you do see the same glyph that you were asked to carve into the base of each of these bird cages, and several pages of text written
Are
in the
there
language
any
of
like
the Tao.
horrible sharp tools amongst the torturer's implements?
No, it's just the basic rack and then the shelf with the bird cages.
All right, I'm gonna hold my hand out and I'm gonna say, does anyone have a knife?
Yeah, Riot's got a dagger. She'll hand it over.
And I'm gonna try to deface the sigil.
On the cages,
Pages.
okay. Make an Arcana check.
$11.
Okay. Takes you a minute going back and forth between the bird cages and the book, and you can read Primordial. Yes.
That's the one thing I don't have to roll for.
It's written in a very ancient form, and a very intelligent form of Terran. Most Terrans that speak are very kind of primal creatures, but the Dao are ancient and intelligent, and reading any form of primordial is always difficult. Their script is always difficult to read. But given you have the language, I'm going to say you've had time studying it, and you can't read it entirely, but you glean that the idea was to place warding magics on the bird cages and then enlarge them in order to transport prisoners. And in doing so, you figure a way that you could probably deface the glyphs. So you take your knife to each of the bird cages in turn and put slashing marks through them in hopes that they will not be able to be used.
And actually, I feel a lot better about this, because I felt like those bird cages were the way they were meant to be once I made them. And now, since I don't have to completely destroy them, this is sitting a lot better with me.
Now, the bird cages are relatively lightweight. Remember, when you sold him to the Dao, I mean, he's a large creature, but he just kind of attached them all to his sash and walked off with them. So, I mean, you could carry them out with you, but probably not all 6 on one person.
We can probably come back for them, now that they're not.
Alright, so what's next?
Well, once everyone else is out of the room, I'm going to set these leather straps on fire.
You're going to set the what on fire?
The leather straps.
Leather straps? Okay. So after everybody's cleared the room, Riot takes a minute to destroy the torture implement in the center of the room. And you do. It takes some focus.
Not approvingly to that.
Not having any kind of oil or any kind of combustible powder or anything, but you focus long enough and you get all the straps to snap.
I'm gonna say, Riot, be honest with me. Did you destroy it because they were torture implements, or because somebody wanted those torture implements?
Because they were torture implements, man.
I'm gonna nod suspiciously and head outside.
Okay, so where are we going next? Continue head down?
Going down this way, yeah.
Okay. When you get to about there...
Roll for initiative.
You notice off to your side, bars, floor to ceiling, metal bars set in the wall. And looking beyond it, you see a man huddled against the far back wall. So let's actually get a pip out for him. So back against this wall here, huddled in the ground, in rags, rocking back and forth.
Hey, it's purple, it's Fred.
And just muttering just nonsense words to himself.
I'm gonna look at him. Do you think he's a chaosman?
Too bad none of us have that detect faction spell.
Shine the light in. Does he have the same plug that the short guys had?
No. He does not.
Either he's not a slave, or they haven't marked him yet.
Is there any way to remove these bars?
They're kind of like a portcullis set into the floor. If you could unlock the latch, the catch at the bottom, you could lift them up probably. It takes some doing. They look like very sturdy bars, but a couple of you working together could get them up.
I heard someone say they need a lock unhatched.
Mod.
All right, I'll give it a whirl.
Okay, roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, 19.
DC's 12.
Okay, I made it. Wow, thank God. I have no con save whatsoever.
You get down with your thieves' tools, and as soon as the metal of your lockpick touches the metal of the lock, you see a bright spark, and you leap back just in time to avoid the jolt.
Well,
Spry one.
That's going to present
Let's deal
a
with
problem.
that later. How does that sound?
But you do see the large keyhole set in the padlock.
Well, nothing I can do about the...
We'll come back once we get the key, if you can understand this.
So continuing down the hallway, you see a similar room off to the side. Now, In this room, you see 2 figures sleeping in the room. Let's get some, change their colors here. Green, that's good. And let's go red. So Ciclon has his torch.
Shine the light in.
Looking into the cell. The green figure is an orc. Which is a kind of nasty humanoid creature very common on the Prime, but not very common in Sigil. The red creature is curled up on the ground. She appears to be a minotaur. This giant creature with a bull's head. That's not very common anywhere.
Their ears plugged.
But they're both sleeping right now.
Are they wearing the earrings?
Are they wearing earrings? No, they're not. Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Okay.
And I'm going to say we can't do anything to help them now.
I'll nod.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, moving forward.
Yep.
The path continues around, and again you see door off to the left.
Locked?
I believe so. Let me double check. Yes, locked. It has, unlike the few doors you locked in this wing over here, had keyholes set directly in the door. This is more. This has the same kind of lock as the 2 slave pens. This has a heavy padlock on the door.
And I'm going to look at Kelian. I'm going to say, Kelian, if it's trapped, do you think you can get away?
Try. Can I make a...
Try it.
Yeah, can I make a test to make sure it's not electrified?
Define test. What are you doing?
Tap it with my thieves tool and make
Okay.
sure that...
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Can I do it at advantage at least because I'm expecting it?
Nope.
All right, fine. Fine. I'll just roll.
Right.
So just roll.
What was
Oh,
that?
nice.
That wasn't even a roll. That
was
slipped out of
place.
my hand.
You are expecting it. As soon as you make contact, a jolt of electricity shoots through your body for
That was a lot.
8 lightning damage.
I'm down.
And so Kelian, you guys see the bright spark leap from the padlock and up his arm, and his hair shoots out all directions, standing on end, and he's blasted backwards into Ciclon standing behind him. And you
Gotcha.
look down, and he's limp at your feet.
All right.
Still got one of those berries, Mahogany.
Yep. You see now? That could have been me. And then where would we be? And I'll give him a berry.
It's 1 hit point.
Yeah, 1 hit point.
Yeah, and I'll say while he's still out, it's definitely better him than any of us.
And now roll initiative.
Oh, goody.
Hey, he's the one carrying 50 healing potions.
It's like 4.
Hey!
Sorry, my notes weren't in the right spot. I'm good now, though. So, Riot, where are we at?
16.
And Kelian, you're up, but you're starting the battle prone, which means you have to take half your movement to stand up.
Okay.
So where are we at in
13.
initiative? 13?
13. Mhm.
And Ciclon?
I took Nodal's advice to heart about cheating on your initiative roll, so I'm going on a 21.
Finally, he listens. And what about Mahogany?
I'm also going on 21.
Oh.
See? Told you.
My orange ones are gone. That sucks.
Gotta make some new ones.
First time I've ever had a really high initiative score, and I maintain that it's almost always useless.
Almost always useless. How so?
Because most of the time, it's not really going to matter at what point you end up going.
Initiative's really gonna matter if Kelian goes down the assassin path, because he's got a class ability that only works if he beats his opponent in initiative.
Yep.
All right. So at the sound of the spark going off and Kelian being blown backwards, you hear some speech around the corner behind you in Terran. Serenity's not here, but Mahogany can half understand Terran. Go ahead and make a whiz throw real quick, Mahogany.
Got it. 13.
And it's just a very quick, kind of hushed exchange. I thought you tied them up. I did. I even took their weapons away. And then you see them coming around the corner. Again, the warrior. And the warrior in particular, the one with the longsword, is badly wounded. I mean, you see they have not had any chance to rest up.
Good.
But you see them both standing
Yeah.
here. And Ciclon, you're up.
I hear the speech and gank the mage.
So, which square are you in here? This is
one, right?
the mage. This is the warrior. Going for the
yeah,
mage.
I'm gonna go for the mage because we don't need no more sleep nonsense here.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go take a she just sees Ciclon barreling up the hallway, lining up for the mother of all drop kicks.
Do it.
So that's a 14 and a 12 to hit.
So you aim your drop kick level right at the mage's face, and as soon as you do, he throws his hands out, and your foot, the heel of your foot, just recoils off this invisible shield.
Fuck you, Eldov Tech.
And you just recoil, and it almost blows you backwards, but you manage to land on your feet. Mahogany.
I'm going to run up. I'm going to...
Ciclon issues a challenge in GIF.
In GIF.
Yeah.
What's the challenge?
I'm taking my years back out of your hide.
No one understands it because it's a gift.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's
Save
Mahogany
again.
doing?
I'm going to hit this one with a Shillelagh Quarterstaff.
Okay, roll the hit.
That's 13.
Doesn't hit. You swing your shillelagh, and this is the one wearing the armor, and he puts his shield in between your staff and his arm, and the impact of his arm against his chest, you hear him grunt in pain, but you did not score a solid hit. And you see the warrior standing in front of you clutches his longsword. Standing right there. No, I'm not going to give you guys a roll. Clutches his longsword, ready to receive your blows. We're going to move that on to Riot.
All right. Riot comes up the path, and she sees this guy, and she starts chanting this like eerie, creepy song at him. So he's got to make a wisdom saving throw.
Will do. Which one?
The warrior.
The warrior. He got a 10.
That does not beat my DC of 14.
What happens to him?
So let's see. I got to roll 3d6. Where'd all the d6s go? Yeah, so 3d6 psychic damage, and he's got to move if he
Oh,
survives.
he's only got 1 hit point.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, he's dead.
It being psychic damage, though, I'm not going to give you the option of non-lethal.
Oh, I wouldn't take it anyway.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, he steels himself to receive your blows, and you stand up and you start singing this song that seeps into his brain. And Ciclon, standing there watching him, you just see his eyes lull back in his head, and then his form just falls backward and slumps to the ground.
He's twitching?
Is he twitching? He's not. He's not moving at all.
Oh, okay.
That brings us to Kelian.
I need to get in good shooting distance.
You can shoot from just about anywhere in the hallway. They just have partial cover.
All right. Alright, let's see. You're gonna make with the shooty. Partial cover. Ah, that was almost a 20. Oh.
Don't roll out a dice then.
What'd you hit?
11.
11 hits.
Does it?
Yeah, I ate the. I took the.
I'm sorry.
I took the shield spell.
11 doesn't.
Yeah.
No, shield
spell.
lasts until your next turn.
Yeah.
Well, 11 wouldn't have hit
I
anyway
know.
because of the partial cover. But yeah, the shield is up. I forgot. So yeah, the bolt just ricochets off the shield and embeds itself in Ciclon's ear,
Ow.
like God intended.
Kelian gives a disapproving look. Like, no, that should really be in your neck.
He looks down at the ground, his fallen comrade, and looks back up at you very nervously, and then disengages. Give me a second here so I can mark on my map where they run to. Oh, you know what? Yeah. They disengage, and you all hear the sound of a portal opening at the end of the hallway.
Son of a bitch.
After him.
Yep.
I hear a portal. I'm assuming it's like the Chrono Trigger portal.
You can assume that if you want.
Okay.
Let me mark which one of these guys you killed.
I'm gonna go barreling around the corner where they buggered off at.
Okay. Looking around the corner. Looking into this is this pit in the ground. The circular pit where the portal is open. And looking through the portal, you see a very thin, very narrow passage that this creature, this Genasi is working its way in. And being a planner and just knowing with your innate portal sense, you can see this is a portal into the plane of Earth.
Shit.
And it's going to close. At the end of this, I'm going to give it one combat round to close. So Ciclone, in or out?
Can I kick him without
He's out of range.
jumping into the portal?
No.
Shit. Dart.
A dart? Throw a dart through the... Do it! Look at this fool.
This person needs to be bodied right now. Ha! Ha! Yes! I love it.
How'd
I
you
love
do?
everything about it. Net one.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you throw a dart, but the physics going through the portal spirals it in a weird way. Kind of like trying to spear fish in the water without accounting for refraction. So the dart goes wide and clatters against the earth wall. Mahogany.
We need to get the slaves out of here now. Before they come back with reinforcements.
That stops Mahogany in his tracks.
Okay.
And he nods.
Riot and Kelian, you have one chance to go through this portal if you want to chase this guy.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
And so
Gonna
the
get the
portal,
slaves out of here now.
portal comes to a close. You just have the dead Genasi laying on the ground.
Loot the body, looking for keys.
You do. You find a ring of sturdy keys. You find his masterfully made longsword, and looking at it, examining it, now that you're seeing it, it's the Doomguard and Sigil all carry longswords. They're known to be exquisitely made, lightly enchanted swords, and they all have a curve to them. And that's what you're looking at here, is one of those curved longswords that he was using. You also find on his person, the only item of value you find other than his clothes, I mean, he's got his chain shirt, his buckler, but you find a small uncut emerald, a green stone.
Pocket that for the time being.
Okay.
I think we should bring the sword.
Give
Yeah.
a little stare to Ciclon.
Is this what? Do I recognize this Earth Genasi?
No, you do not. It's because you'd fought Lutu and Granite, but they told you they didn't know where the operation was. You sent Lutu back out to the Beastlands, and Granite you haven't found yet.
Right.
But this was not
Yeah,
him.
I was just trying to make sure this wasn't one of the ciphers.
No, neither of these were.
I'm going to take the sword.
Okay.
I'm just taking it as proof
Pick up the ring of keys.
hardware involved.
Okay.
Go-
Did someone take the emerald already?
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Pick up the
Dag,
ring
yo.
of keys. Pick up the ring of keys. Go straight to the door and start trying keys at this.
And you put the key in the lock, and as you do, you feel a slight electric jolt jump out of the padlock, but the spark brightens up the metal of the key you're holding instead, and the magic fizzles out. You pop the lock and open the padlock.
Pull the.
Way too heavy for you to do alone.
Get over here. Let's get them out of here now.
No, there's a lock over here.
All right,
Need
Riot
to
will
help
go
these
help.
people.
Riot will ignore that lock and go help.
One of you can make an athletics check, the other one can help, which means whoever makes the check can do so at advantage to get the portcullis up.
What's your?
My athletics is garbage.
My athletics is not garbage.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, so I'll help.
13.
13?
What do I have to roll to help?
Nothing. He just gets to roll with advantage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's just symbolizes you standing next to him, putting your muscle into the work.
Yeah.
And between the two of you, with great strain, you manage to get this portcullis up. And once you get it out of the ground and moving, it moves a little more easily, and the bars slide into the roof. The sound of it is very loud, and at the sound of it, the Minotaur and the Orc both jolt awake. And you can see they both look very groggy, as though they had just been put to sleep.
I'll shout at them. Get out of the cage now. Is there anyone else in there?
Ciclon, what all are you holding from the out-equipment room on your person? You too, Riot, since you're standing right there.
From the equipment room?
Yes.
No, nothing. I just took my guitar.
Okay.
I brought the robes. That was it.
The robes. Okay. So they look at you there, and the Minotaur, she stands up, easily 10 feet tall. She has to stoop under the low ceilings of this room. They're looking at you. They kind of exchange surprised glances. The Orc is the first to speak, and he speaks in a very heavily accented common. And he asks, "Who are you people?" That is my best Orc voice.
It's a little Schwarzenegger. I like that.
There's no slavery in Sigil. We're letting you out.
Who's holding the
Ciclon.
is holding who's holding the sword and who's holding the axes?
The sword, the axe.
I have the axes.
You have the axes?
I grabbed the Doomguard also.
Okay. Now, when the Orc sees you holding the sword, like, how are you holding? Did you strap it on your person, or are you just holding it in your arms?
I strapped it on my person.
Okay. When the Orc sees that you're wearing the sword, he points. Says, "You found our gear."
And I'm going to say yes, and I'm going to hand it back to him.
Okay. And he steps out, and you hand the Doomguard sword over. He straps it on, looks over at Kelian, and you're holding the two axes?
Yeah.
Are you wearing your... How do you advertise you're part of the Fated? Do you have a patch or a sigil of some kind?
I think we determined I'm wearing a patch.
Okay, so he looks up and down. He looks and he sees his axes, and he goes to say something, but then he stops, and he sees the patch. Turns to the side, and he spits on the floor. There's this giant glob of snot and mucus.
All right, at this
And
point,
he just looks at you in the eye, and it's all right. How much is it going to cost?
Oi, you can negotiate it later. Get out of here. This thing is heavy.
Oh no! Once you got it in the roof, you don't have to worry about holding it. It
Okay.
caught up. You'd have to reach up and pull it back down.